In Lisbon, it's time now to sit back and enjoy the action. It's Benfica against Rangers in the last 16 of the Europa League with Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
Yes, we're in the Estadio da Luz, the Stadium of Light here in the Portuguese capital. The two sets of players have just arrived onto the stage in front of us. With the referee, the German officials in between the two skippers, James Tavernier standing to the left as we watch the two sets of players looking up at the stand facing us right now. Nicolas Otamendi on the other side, the uber experienced Argentina international, as Rangers kick-start their European season, having skipped the knockout playoff round which took place over the last few weeks. Benfica had to play that. They were narrow victors over the French side Toulouse, winning 2-1 in the first leg. 2 Di Maria penalties it was. The second leg was goalless. That was enough to take the Portuguese champions, 38-time Portuguese champions, through to the last 16. Nobody in this country has been more successful than Benfica. There's a historic name in European competition. 2-time European Cup winners. They took part in a few other finals in the Premier competition. Looking to get their hands on this tournament. They've seen Porto win this tournament, and they did so against fellow Portuguese side Braga in Dublin. And of course that is where this season's final is, and at Lansdowne Road at the Aviva. That is just 3 tie victories away for Rangers, whose players down there with the pennant in the hands of the captain getting the pre-match photograph. And that wonderful victory in Seville against Real Betis, which clinched top spot in their group, also means that Rangers were guaranteed the second leg at home. And how important was that for them when they got to the final of this competition 2 seasons ago, coming from behind to beat Braga and Leipzig on their way to Seville. They lost out on penalties. The here is incredible, just a brilliant light show ahead of kick-off. But the formalities are just about done. The handshakes and the exchange of pennants from the two captains. Rangers have Butland in goal. It's Tavernier, Goldson, Shooter and Yilmaz. Yilmaz wasn't in the European squad for the group stage, but he is very much in it for the knockouts. Lundstrom, Diamande, Lawrence, Sterling, Silva and Dessers. We'll see exactly how they line up, because there are options. Lundstrom can pop between the two. They could also bring Sterling back to the right of a back three, but we'll see how Philippe Clement deals with Benfica in these early stages very soon. Trubin in goal, the Ukraine international for Benfica. The Dane Ba on the right-hand side, Antonio Silva and Otamendi with Auschnes completing the back line. Nieves and Florentino will sit, and then it's Neres, Di Maria and Silva supporting Cabral up front. Rangers get the first leg of this last 16 tie underway, shooting left to right as we watch up in the heavens in their changed colours, the white jerseys and blue shorts. Benfica in their oh so famous red and white, as it's picked up by Yilmaz, who rolls it to Silva, who's back on home soil. He goes down, no free kick. He's battling to try and win it back though, when it's stood back to his goalkeeper Trubin, there by Silva. And Benfica will want to get an early feel of the ball off the back of a couple of defeats, and they've got it right hand side of the centre circle, and it's going to be ushered out to this left hand side for Auschnes, playing at left back, but more than happy working in an attacking position. And they've got it in the middle of the pitch here with Di Maria on the turn. His ball forwards cut out by Diamande and picked up by Lundstrom. Di Maria claims he was fouled by the Rangers midfielder. Play on, says the referee. Auschnes turning it out to Neres on the left hand side, leaving a bit of space. First test for the Rangers defence. This, it's pulled back to the penalty spot. Lundstrom on the stretch, and the clearance made by Mohamed Diamande. But already Benfica getting themselves into that attacking third and causing problems as Dessers loses the ball down below us, and it's shifted back to Otamendi, who played to his central defensive partner Antonio Silva. Right of the centre circle, it's rolled by Antonio Silva to the right, attacking right back Alexander Ba. And then Di Maria back out to the right-hand side touchline, where it's won back very well by Yilmaz, and Fabio Silva comes up to halfway, goes down again, and once more the referee isn't interested. Joao Neves picks up. He's got it right of the centre circle, and he's got Florentino Luis just in the circle itself if he wants him. Instead he just shifts it back to Antonio Silva, walks up to the halfway line, and it's picked up by Di Maria, who's starting out on the right-hand side by the look of things, and rolled back to Antonio Silva. This is the pressure from Diamonde, but getting away with it there was Florentino Luis, and it's picked up to this left-hand side to Auschnes, then rolled in once again to Florentino, into the centre circle for Neves, rolls it out to the right-hand side here for Di Maria. He's got three waiting in the middle. In comes the cross. Paul Suter rather slices his clearance, and he goes behind for the game's first corner, which is to Benfica, 0-0, 2.5 in.
Yeah, a very bright start, as we were expecting from Benfica, Liam. A lot of the ball, a lot of early touches for their players, and not at best clearance there from John Suter as the ball came in.
Looked a little bit nervy, didn't he? As he sliced it behind. In comes the corner, in swinger into the 6-yard area. It's headed away by Connor Goldson. Out to that right-hand side, back with Di Maria. He's got a second chance to cross. He does, comes off the head of Suter. He's hoping his goalkeeper will get on to it, which he does. Jack Butland. And Benfica's first corner comes to nothing in this first leg.
Yeah, it was a good take from Butland. You always want that, don't you? Your goalkeeper coming, taking early pressure off. This is what Rangers need to do, what they're doing right now. It's the first spell in the game where they've managed to get a touch of the ball and try and build their confidence.
Here's Tavernier just chopping in field up towards halfway, away from Neres, and then he drifts the ball forward, flicking with the outside of the right, looking for Fabio Silva, but it's headed away pretty comfortably in the end by Ba, and it's picked up on this left-hand side by Rafa Silva, who's driving forward, getting it round Lundstrom and firing it out to that right-hand side for Di Maria. Silva continues his run. Di Maria at the right angle of the box now, just slipping it to the edge of the D, but he's giving it straight to Diamonde. And we're hoping, and that's Di Maria's standard all night. Tavernier goes down, no free kick. Neres has it, shoots, and it's saved well by Butland. Good strong wrist. Neres has a chance to thump the ball across, and it's cut out and cleared by Rangers. Dujon Sterling out in this near side, helping out Diamonde. As Benfica pick up with Florentino, rolls it to Di Maria, left-hand side of the box. He crosses in, and it's held on to by Butland, who's forced into action for the first time in this last 16 tie, just 4 minutes in, and it looked like Neres was going to open the scoring for Benfica in the infancy of this match.
Yeah, he caught it well, didn't he? I think James Tavernier was definitely looking for the foul. It didn't come. Tavernier's reaction was pretty poor after that. He didn't try and get back and recover, but the shot came in. It's a save you'd expect Jack Butland to make, given the season that he's had, but an early warning for Rangers. And then just after that, when they win the ball back, they're looking forward for options. There only was Dessers, and they give it away again.
Yeah, and here's Rafa Silva out wide right, chance for Ba to cross here, and it comes, takes a touch on its way through and goes behind for another corner. Rangers having to withstand early pressure here from the home team, which you would expect given what happened to them on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got to show reaction here at home in front of this massive crowd. A couple of early corners for them, a shot already testing Jack Butland.
It is a big crowd, but it's far from a full house.
I know, I was saying that,
hearing. It was going to be a full house. 65,000 this place can hold. In comes the corner, it's driven in, and it's headed by Lundstrom behind for another corner.
Dangerous ball in that. He really got a lot of whip on that, a lot of pace. Just needs the slightest touch to divert it. Goal was Lundstrom getting a decent header in at the expense of it. Yet another corner.
And Cabral looked like he was getting on the end of it, and it comes against a similar one. It's flicked towards the back post, but it's flicked across the goal frame and behind for a goal kick on the reverse side, and it stays Benfica 0, Rangers 0 here, still in the very early stages of the game. You can see Cabral in the middle. He's a good focal point for them, wearing the gloves and the short sleeves. It's been a pretty cold day here in Lisbon.
Wasn't expecting that, Liam.
Wet and windy as well. So at least Rangers won't be out, at least the Scottish players and British players won't be outfoxed by the conditions.
No, but I mean, again there, you know, it's just a straight kick up the pitch from a defensive area, and a giveaway straight away to to Benfica.
There's Diamonde, he's managed to work it to Fabio Silva, slips it back to Diamonde, he's down at the byline, chips the ball back, big chance, goal! Lawrence scores! And having soaked up the early pressure, it is Rangers who hit the front in Lisbon. And it's brilliantly worked as well. Down the left-hand side, the chip ball across, and Tom Lawrence heads the ball home. And it's Benfica 0, Rangers 1. It's the dream start for the visitors here in Portugal.
It's quite literally their first attack, Liam, and I tell you what, it is a brilliant goal by Rangers. Diamonde heavily involved down that left-hand side. He takes a magnificent touch and run and is played in behind the Benfica defence, and when he's there, he shows the composure, lifts his head, and it's a wonderful ball. It's a great area. I love to see that when somebody gets into that area, looking up, taking their time. It was a measured cross, and Tom Lawrence arriving in the box in the perfect timing. Still got a bit to do. The header's round about the penalty spot, gets it down and away from the keeper into the corner. What a start for Rangers.
Philippe Clement had a brief celebration and told his players to stop their celebrating and get back into their positions for the restart. Kenny Miller watching this in the studio back in Glasgow. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's an incredible start, isn't it? I mean, it's their first real attack, and we talked about those wider areas and who was going to be the one, and it was Diamande making that forward run, and it's a brilliant stand-up. Gets in behind the fullback and just stands it up to run about the penalty spot, and Tom Lawrence is where he should be, and it is. Listen, it's not the most powerful header, but it's directed right into the bottom corner. It's a perfect start for Rangers. Again, twofold, 1-0 up, and now these fans are going to be right on these Benfica players' backs now.
Yeah, you can see that already. They're absolutely stunned, the home fans. There are a smattering of Rangers supporters round about us who celebrated that goal as they did in the top tier off to our left, where there are several thousand visiting fans here. Meantime, Diamonde's taking a sore one down below us, and Rangers have a free kick.
Yeah, it was Cabral just trying to kind of brush him off. He didn't mean to catch him. Didn't look as though there's that much force. I'm sure Diamonde will be okay.
It's just a wonderful start for
incredible
Rangers.
Start. I mean,
really is.
You know, we were talking about expecting the fast start from Benfica, and it looked as though that's what it was going to be, and Rangers were going to have to defend, you know, corner after corner and attack after attack. But this just gives them something now to really defend and hold on to.
This is the 23rd time Rangers have played a Portuguese team. They've only lost 4. A fantastic record against Portuguese teams. Here's Lawrence again having a dig from distance this time, and it's held on to by Truban pretty comfortably in the end, but we know that Tom Lawrence is capable from there. It's his second goal of the season, the header from Diamonde's cross, that has Rangers 1-0 up and their supporters in dreamland. Such a long way to go though, but they've given themselves a fabulous platform to build on. Here they come again, Sterling into the box for Dessers. Dessers loses it though, and it's picked up by Neres, and they're able to eventually dump it clear down this near side through Auschnitz, who was a Feyenoord teammate of Cyril Dessers. Dessers was, when Tavernier was top scorer in this tournament, Dessers was doing likewise in the Conference League as he helped Feyenoord through to the final, which they would lose ultimately to Roma, as Auschnitz takes the throw in on this near side and gets it back level with his own 18-yard line. And it's with Otamendi who smashes it clear, but it's picked up by Yilmaz, jinking forward, central area now, he's gone for goal, it's over the bar, and it remains Benfica 0, Rangers 1.
Excellent.
The Benfica players look stunned.
They do, they absolutely do, and their confidence, this will be a big test for them. But that's Rangers got 2 shots away, one on target, one not there from Yilmaz after the Tom Lawrence goal, so they're still remaining positive. And the thing is, Benfica are going to have to chase this a bit, and when they do it, Rangers could pick their pockets.
There's Auschnitz on this near side, just nicking it to the edge of the centre circle for Di Maria. It's a heavy touch. Diamonde though gives it away straight to Di Maria, who fires it out to Neres on this near side. Di Maria's in the veteran stage of his career now at the age of 36, but he's still more than capable. Here's a chance for Joao Neves, plays it forwards, a lovely delicate ball into the box, and on the stretch there's Di Maria, but he can't control, and it bounces off the top of his boot and out behind for a goal kick to Rangers. 11 in.
Yeah, it was unlucky. It was a really good run from Di Maria, a wonderful pick out from Neves. It was just one of those that was always getting away from him, tried to keep it in, and It was actually a really good touch, but he just ran out of ground.
Rangers have a throw-in on the far side, won by John Lundstrom. And this will be about level with the edge of the centre circle inside their own half on the far side. The Rangers left as they attack the goal to the right. A little bit of movement from Lundstrom. Silva's ahead of him as well. Diamande's come short. He bowls it up the line to Lundstrom. He controls and hooks it down the line. Too much on it for Dessers though. And it comes all the way through to Anatoly Trubin, who arrived from Shakhtar Donetsk. And he was straight into the team pretty much, missed the first couple of games, but once he got his place he's kept it ever since. Played all 6 Champions League group matches for Benfica as they finished 3rd. Dropped down to this competition. It's the last time that's going to be an option in the rejig tournament next season. And Sterling picks up on this near side and surely fouled there. Yes, he was, by Neres, who's complaining, but it looked a stick-on free kick for Rangers.
It was good work from Sterling, and you know, Kerry and I were speaking before the game. He might not offer as much tonight going forward, but being that kind of extra defensive-minded player in there will really help Rangers, and he did a great job there, getting back, winning the tackle, and then drawing the foul, giving possession back to Rangers.
Free kick is taken by Tavernier, and he takes it with the right foot, moves it back the way to Suter. He's to kind of scamper to get onto it, but he's on it now. Finds Diamande, fires it forward, first time for Silva. It's well read though, and well defended by Antonio Silva for Benfica. It's picked up on that far side, back with Antonio Silva, who is apparently interesting Chelsea and Manchester United. And he's back on it just now, just playing it short in field, and Florentino fires it to this left-hand side for Ausnes. Little ball forward, slipping it to Neres, left-hand side in the box, he shoots, good save, Butland, the rebound, oh, it's saved again. It looked for all the money that Cabral was going to pop it home, but what an outstanding save this was from Jack Butland to keep Neres out for a second time in the match and preserve Rangers' priceless 1-0 lead.
Yes, a brilliant run. Again, this time it was Neres down the outside of James Tavernier. Puts it across Jack Butland. He's at full stretch. All he can do is get a fingertip to it. It comes back out into a really dangerous area. No other option did Jack Butland other to put it where he put it. And then you're right, you're just expecting the net to bulge with Cabral, but it was actually a good block. And then Jack Butland gathered it. Rangers have gone right up the other end of the pitch and won themselves a corner.
Their first of this first leg. Well, there you go. I mean, that is, again, 2 examples, in the opening 14 minutes here in Lisbon, of how important Jack Butland is to this Rangers side, and how important he'll continue to be. They've got designs on getting back to the final of this competition. And this is their first corner on the Rangers left. Outswinger coming up from Rangers. It's Yilmaz into the box. It's headed clear out to the far side. Lundstrom will try and pick it up. He nods it forward. Fabio Silva's going to chase it. I think it's going behind for the goal kick though, which it eventually does. I'm not sure the former Porto player will be warmly welcomed here in the Estadio da Luz, but he'll be a happy man just now. His team leading by 1-0 and getting another chance to see on the we've got a big screen off to our left where we're able to see some replays, and Jack Butland, and actually
Goldson with a block.
Goldson did really well there when you see it. Yeah,
really important block, but yeah, it was some save.
Looked like Cabral was going to pop it home after the initial save. Rangers have it in the midfield, and it's just outside the centre circle where it's fired from left to right there for Sterling. It's good defending and covering by Otamendi, who gets it back to his keeper. And now it's picked up by Florentino, who shifts it forward to the right-hand side, having got it from Joao Neves. Out of play of Yilmaz for a Benfica throw-in wide on that right-hand side, where it's bowled back the way to Antonio Silva. He's knocking the ball short forward to Florentino. And then over to the right-hand side. It goes to Ba. And back to Antonio Silva. So Benfica right now, they're just knocking the ball about inside their own half. Rangers, they won't have a problem with that. The longer they are doing that, they're not hurting them. It's now with Otamendi. He's got a bit of space to work in on this left-hand side. A walking pace now, though. Nobody ahead of him in a good enough position, so he goes back the way. And it's Joao Neves. He's going to get it back immediately here. Another very highly rated youngster, 19 years of age, and he's fired it out to Auschnitz on this near side. Lovely play, skips infield away from Tavernier. Finds Neres in the box, he goes down. He goes down. It was Dujon Sterling with the challenge. And there were the howls from the Benfica supporters for a penalty kick, which wasn't immediately given there by Tobias Styler, the referee.
Not a
VAR
chance.
will be looking at it.
I don't know why he doesn't
look at it now as well.
I don't know why he doesn't just stay on his feet and tries to get the cross in. I say that, seen it on the screen. Maybe Sterling's left leg does come across him, but for me, I think he throws himself. I'd be amazed if this was given by VAR.
No, game on, no penalty. Bit of a moment of relief for the Rangers supporters and for Dujon Sterling. Now it's Lawrence in the centre circle. Tavernier off to his right. Instead, he turns it infield to Lundstrom, who then plays it back to Goldson. And it's a side foot pass to his central defensive partner, Suter, and to the left for Lundstrom, who's going to have an important supporting role this evening for the defence. He'll also want to get forward as well, as Goldson chips it along towards the 18-yard line of Benfica. Otamendi's header, it comes straight back to him, and he's having to panically dump it out for a throw-in on this near side. That was a ball he didn't want back there, and it was out for a throw-in on this near side to Rangers, who have a 1-0 lead here, given to them by Tom Lawrence in the early stages of the match. 7 minutes in, and the Suter's pass almost got picked up by Di Maria. It's now with Yilmaz down the left-hand side. Fabio Silva level with the 18-yard line, crosses in very deep, finds Sterling at the right-hand side of the 6-yard box, pulls it back, clear by Otamendi. He was looking for somebody on the 6-yard line. Instead, it's Benfica on the counter here with Neres across halfway. Now midway inside the Rangers half, but it's a really poor ball which goes straight to John Suter. Now it's back at the feet of Jack Butland, who clears with the left up to halfway. Just a bit too high there for Fabio Silva. Ba gets his head onto it. Florentino picks up and finds Joao Neves.
Yeah, that was really wasteful from David Neres down the left-hand side. He had the pace and the beating of James Tavernier. Goldson was coming across. I don't know why he rushed his pass in field. Just keep going down the line. I'm pretty sure he would have had the legs in Goldson as well.
Alexander Ba, Danish international, picking up wide on the right. Goes back the way to Antonio Silva. Short ball infield for Florentino. Faced by Lundstrom. Chips it out to that right-hand side for Di Maria. He's going to take on Yilmaz, trying to stick with him, doesn't want to dive in. Di Maria, one way then the other, tries to cross, cut out, corner to Benfica. This is their 4th of the evening.
Well defended by Yilmaz, didn't fall for Di Maria's feints and tricks. Got the block in at the expense of the corner, but so far the corners that have come in have been dangerous but dealt with.
Almost at the 20-minute mark. Benfica 0, Rangers 1, but it's another corner to the Portuguese champions. Over on the far side, into the box it comes, and almost met by Neres, the back end of the 6-yard area. But Butland happy to see the touch he took, because he's put it straight behind for the goal kick, and it remains 1-0 to Rangers.
Yeah, it just kind of evaded everyone. The cross coming in goes over Tavernier's head, and then Neres is at the back post. And actually, looking at it, if he'd got better contact on that, it was a decent opportunity, but he couldn't really control it and put it behind. Rangers giving the ball possession away again, really, really cheaply. You know, it's now back with Benfica. They've got to make sure they hold on to the ball better when they've got it.
I wrote in a piece on the website about the draw that Rangers got and how they might prefer to get Karabag. Well, Karabag were looking like they were going to inflict Bayer Leverkusen's first defeat on them this season. They were 2-0 up, it's finished 2-2. And that other last 16 match, Roma 4, Brighton 0, Sparta Prague, and Rangers group, of course, 1, Liverpool 5. It is Rangers with a lead here in Lisbon, but it's Benfica on the attack at the edge of the penalty area. It's just shifted to the right there for Cabral, who turns, has a swing at it. It's blocked by Yilmaz, and Benfica have their latest corner as they try and find an equaliser.
Yeah, it was good play by Rafa Silva going into the box, and then there's a wee bit of a mix-up from Rangers defensively. Again, it's Yilmaz who's across to make the block. This time,
and it comes, it's headed away by Goldson right in front of his keeper, but it's a really good header because he's got it out for a throw over on the far side, level with his 18-yard line. The Benfica right. They're attacking the goal to our left as we watch this. An absolutely stunning view of the playing surface here. From where we are, the vantage point.
It's borderline too high up.
Yeah.
It's difficult to see the numbers on the jerseys. Maybe that's just my eyesight, but yeah, it's an incredible vantage point to see the whole game and get an idea of what's happening in the match.
Rangers have it here with Goldson out to Tavernier on the near side. Hits it first time because there was too much pace on it to do anything other than that. Couldn't find Dessers. Benfica pick up here in the midfield. And it comes all the way back to Truman, the keeper. He's got it round about this penalty spot, shifting it low forward to Florentino, and then Di Maria picks up, just pinched back off him though by Fabio Silva, who waited too long, but he's been fouled. It's the referee by Alexander Ba, who came up against Rangers playing for Slavia Prague a couple of seasons ago, and that's going to be a free kick to Rangers left of the centre circle. And any second that is eaten away by Benfica fouls tonight will be warmly received by Philippe Clement, I would have thought.
Yeah, 100%. I think Ba will be disappointed at the referee for that when it was fairly soft, but doesn't matter to Rangers. They get the ball back, although they've just given it straight back to Benfica,
who have likewise given it straight back to Rangers. And it's Goldson into the centre circle for Lundstrom, picks up at the centre spot, shifts out to this right, passes to Sterling, midway inside Benfica territory, and he wins the throw-in off Auschnitz on this near side. See Roger Schmidt down there, the German who's in charge of Benfica. He's under severe pressure. There are plenty suggesting that if they don't win this game, he's going to be sacked in the morning.
Yeah.
And they are losing it. Rangers having the lead here, and it's Neres picking up left of the centre circle for Benfica, rolling it out to this left-hand side where it's picked up by Rafa Silva, who Rangers have managed to keep pretty quiet so far. Short ball to Auschnitz at the left angle of the box, goes back to Rafa Silva, and then Auschnitz controlling with the undersole of the right boot, back the way to Rafa Silva, to the edge of the D, Florentino, and then Ba. Then the ball played back to the left for Neres, who swings the cross in, but it's headed clear and out to that far side, where it will be collected by Ba and rolled into the centre circle for Otamendi. Everyone bar Anatoly Trubin, the Benfica keepers, in the Rangers half right now. As the home team try and find a way through. Benfica 0, Rangers 1 is the scoreline in the Estadio da Luz. And it's over on that right-hand side with Ba back to Antonio Silva. Just moving forward to the midway point of the Rangers half, finds Di Maria. It's very slow in the build-up for Benfica. Rangers will be quite happy that they are playing the match in front of them.
A few of the supporters round about have been kind of throwing their hands up in there when the passes go back the way instead of forward.
Flick ball to the edge of the box. This is better though. Right-hand side chance here. Pulled back towards the penalty spot for Neres. Just behind him though. He's able to get back onto it. Rolls it to Auschnitz to his left. He tries to bend a shot at goal, and it takes a nick off a Rangers defender. I think it was Goldson, and it was behind for another Benfica corner kick.
That was a big chance, actually. It was really good play down the right-hand side. The ball's cut back into a similar area where Tom Lawrence kind of scored from, but the touch was really poor from Neres, taking him away from goal, and then the chance was almost gone, but the shot coming in another corner.
Sixth corner of the match already, and it comes. It's away by Lundstrom.
You would think they would try a different corner, given that that's now 5 or 6 to the exact same area that haven't worked. They must have another one up their sleeve.
It's now with Auschnitz in the centre circle, turning it out to this left-hand side for Rafa Silva. Short ball in field to Florentino, and then he goes back to Neres. He goes back to Florentino, who's midway inside the Rangers half, under pressure from Lawrence. Just moves it in field there for Joao Neves, and then it's picked up by Otamendi in the centre circle. Little short ball to Antonio Silva, and then back the way it comes to Otamendi. It's a little bit predictable from Benfica just now, which is suiting Rangers. And Sterling challenges and wins it back, and Dessers finds Lawrence, skips away from a couple of challenges, fires it forward to Sterling, just evaded him, and then he's gone in on Otamendi's Dujon Sterling, and the referee's gone to his pocket and he's flashed the yellow card at Dujon Sterling. It was one of those that could sometimes lead to a red card because he's lost control of the ball, and in a desperate attempt to win it back, he's gone in really strongly.
Well, we'd need to see a rerun of it. Obviously, we're very far away here, but he was stretching for it, just kind of got away from him, and as he gets the nick in the ball, and for me, nah, absolutely not, and probably even borderline not a yellow. He wins the ball and his follow through it. Hardly even catches Otamendi, to be honest.
Otamendi made the most of it, to be fair. And perhaps made it look worse than it was, but Sterling's in the book, the first yellow card of the evening. James Tavernier's the only Rangers player who's walking the yellow peril tightrope tonight. Big switch of play out to the right-hand side for Di Maria. First time ball in field. Ba gets away from the defender and then volleys it wide. I'm not sure if he was caught in two minds there, whether the volley for goal at an extraordinarily tight angle and try and fire it back, but he's ended up putting it behind for the goal kick, and it stays Benfica 0, Rangers 1.
It would need to have been a Van Basten type finish, that one. He's been much better putting it back across the face. There were two Benfica players in the middle of the box, but well, that's a loose one from Butland there.
Yeah, he's put it straight into touch. Benfica throwing the near side, and he's getting some abuse from his manager for that. It's when Rangers were last year, and this is just the third meeting competitively between the sides. Rangers were 3-1 up with a 2-goal cushion against 10 men. Otamendi had been sent off in that match, yet they were pegged back to 3-3. Long ball forwards headed away by Tavernier. It's only half clear though. Picked up by Cabral, now out to Auschness. Picked up by Di Maria, he goes down with his leg whipped away from him by Lundstrom, says the referee. And Benfica have a free kick about 25 yards from goal, left to centre, and a chance here to threaten the Rangers goal again.
Lundstrom just a bit too keen to go and win it. Really quick feet from Di Maria. He just trods on his toe, I think, Lundstrom. But you're right, this is a decent opportunity. It's kind of borderline from being just too far out. Probably a good 25, 26, as you said. Definitely suit a right footer.
Yeah, and Di Maria's on the scene though. Back at Benfica, this is his second spell. His first club in Europe was Benfica. Going to have a stellar career. He was Argentinian Footballer of the Year in 2014. That was pretty good going, given he went up against Messi. He won it, I think, 14 times, including the most recent edition of that. Here comes the free kick. Di Maria goes for goal, but he plays it across to Jack Butland and wide to that right-hand post, and it stays Benfica 0, Rangers 1.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell Di Maria how to hit free kicks, but it really wasn't for me set up for a left foot of that. To get it past the wall, it was always going to pull away from the left-hand side of Jack Butland's post.
Throwing Benfica on this near side again. It's from Jack Butland. He's put it straight out for a Benfica throw-in, and it's the home team on this left-hand side winning another throw-in of Diamonde this time. Auschness has it level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. Rangers protecting a precious 1-0 lead for them, and that's Tavernier playing it back off Cabral, and behind it goes for a goal kick. We have played almost half an hour. I know Kenny Miller's watching this with interest back in Glasgow, and hopefully get a little take from Kenny on how he's reading the match just now, half an hour in. At the next break in play, it's Benfica in possession over on that right-hand side, with Antonio Silva just inside the Rangers half, plays it forward to Florentino, who gets it back from Ba over on the right. Now it's with Di Maria. It's a delicate chip ball forward right through to Butland. It is Benfica 0, Rangers 1. Kenny Miller, what are you making of it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much what we expect. Benfica asking all the questions, completely dominating the game in terms of the possession. They've had a couple of chances. Jack Butland's had to make 2 good saves. Out with that, there's not really been too much more. Rangers are quite comfortable back in defending deep, looking a little bit threatening on the counter-attack a couple of times, but they've got their noses in front now, so they've gave themselves something to protect. And let's be honest, if Benfica were to get a goal and Rangers leave with a draw, this would be an outstanding result. So the fact that they've taken their moment early with the Tom Lawrence goal, it gives them something to protect. That's
brilliant play by Dessers, laying it off for Fabio Silva to the left. Not a great ball, but he gets it back off the defender. De Silva, he's charging forward, he's up to the edge of the box, loses out, down goes Sterling. Rangers have a free kick just outside the D here. Very much in the category of big chance potential here for Rangers. It's right of centre as Sterling was brought down. The referee was in no doubt, he pointed straight for the free kick, and it was a poor challenge actually from Florentino.
Yeah, it was a poor foul. Initially it was Fabio Silva driving with the ball, clashed into about 3 players with heavy touches, and eventually broke to Sterling, and he was brought down. This is definitely a good opportunity when James Tavernier is on the pitch. It's right in his zone, this, perfect for him, just slightly right of centre. We've seen him do this on so many occasions.
We have indeed. You'll be looking forward to this. He's just 1 goal off Ali McCoist now. Is James Tavernier in the all-time European goal stakes for Rangers. So Morelos go past McCoist in this very stadium. Yilmaz is there as well. It looks like Tavernier right-footed straight into the wall though, and it bounces out of play for a throw-in on this near side to the visitors, who do though continue to enjoy this 1-0 lead given to them by Tom Lawrence on 7 minutes.
Yeah, not Tavernier's best. He's normally so incredibly consistent with his free kicks from all around the edge of the box. Just catching the ball that time. Rain's getting heavier.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
on the pitch.
It is driving down, teaming it down here in Lisbon. It's Lundstrom looking for Sterling, I think, comes off the defender, breaks favourably for Rangers, for Tavernier, who wins a throw-in down on this near side. They're getting some good possession just now in Benfica territory, Rangers, and it's just keeping Benfica away from that attacking third. And Tavernier is trying to push Rangers into theirs. It's a throw-in onto the chest of Sterling. He can't quite control it though. It's cleared by Aisnes and picked up by Diamonde, hooks it over his head forward, but it's headed away by Florentino, and out of play for a Rangers throw-in on this near side. It's been a good few minutes spell this.
It has been,
for the visitors.
Liam, yeah, it's been the first spell really in the match where they've had controlled possession in the Benfica half.
Tavernier with the throw, looking for Dessers, headed away by Otamendi. A header from Diamonde. Silva might get onto that because it come off a Benfica defender. The ball's still alive. The referee though is eventually belatedly giving Benfica a free kick there. And Di Maria tries to win the ball on that far side. He's going to be yellow carded because the referee had given the free kick, and Di Maria has charged up the pitch with the ball, and I think he's lashed out at Yilmaz over there.
Yilmaz went down, Di Maria trying to get the ball back off him to kind of restart the game quickly. We'll get a look at it now. There is a TV to our left-hand side.
He stuck the arm out.
Yeah, he kind of cups the back of...
It's kicking off down there. A big group of players on both sides are pushing and shoving. The ref still got his yellow card in his hand. Di Maria was booked there. Let's have another look at, well, there's a challenge by Fabio Silva on Antonio Silva, which might be getting looked at.
Yeah, his foot was quite high. I don't think there was any intent there, but it's more the follow-through once the defenders cleared the ball that caused the issue, I think.
Yeah, and then Diamonde was pushing away 1 or 2 Benfica players in the midst of that as they tried to have a go. And just waiting to see what the ref's going to do here. I think it's game on, free kick, so there's no action to be taken against Fabio Silva, no further action for any of the other players. Di Maria was booked. Huge empty spaces over on that far side have suddenly emerged. I'm not sure if there's some kind of protest going on with groups of Benfica fans, but
could be the rain, Liam.
Oh, there could be the rain. Could be the rain. Yeah. Or
yeah.
Could be.
I don't know. Yeah, you're
the
right.
half-time queues
You're right.
at the kiosk.
There is at least a couple of thousand people moved from their seat. I don't know whether they can go somewhere else that's slightly drier, but yeah, undoubtedly a few have left.
We're into the final 10 minutes of the first half of the first leg, and it's Ridvan Yilmaz in space, wide on the left, looks to get the early cross in, it's cut out and behind off Alexander Ba for Rangers' second corner of this match, which they lead 1-0.
Yeah, the first one they had was a poor delivery from Yilmaz. They'll be hoping to put a better ball in. on this occasion. Rangers have got threat and height and set plays.
It's quiet in the Benfica supporters, really.
They're raging round about us in front of us, Liam. Absolutely raging.
And that's music to the ears of the Rangers players.
It's another terrible corner.
It's not beaten
Really
the first
poor.
man and headed away back out for a throw-in on the far side by one of the smallest players in the pitch, in Joao Neves. Rangers have a throw level with the 6. Yilmaz gets it back. He's level with the 18, but the referee's blown his whistle. He didn't like the challenge on the far side by Diamonde, and that's a free kick to Benfica. Crucial periods, not just in the game tonight, but in the tie.
Yeah, it is. It is. Although, you know, I'd say the last 10 minutes or so, Benfica stopped looking and as threatening as they had done in the opening kind of 20 minutes.
Frederick Ausnes on this near side in the Rangers half. He's given it away, but then Tom Lawrence. I'm not sure if he's given the free kick there, the referee.
Yeah, I think he has,
yeah. And the challenge in Florentino. Ausnes takes it quickly. Florentino infield. Back to Ausnes via Neres. Now, one of the players, well, the player that make a tick, Rafa Silva's barely been in the game so far, and that's massive. That is a really important fact. On the side as Neres collects midway inside Rangers territory, back to Florentino. He finds Neres, plays the ball forward, lovely sprint there in the box by Di Maria, goes down in the follow-up under the challenger's shooter, and he's rolling around on the deck inside the Rangers box.
Brilliant. I mean, it's a superb pass into Di Maria. The spin is absolutely brilliant. He's then only 8 yards from goal. He couldn't quite reach it to get a toe on it, and I think it was actually Connor Goldson that comes in with the challenge. To me, it didn't look anything, but Di Maria still on the ground. The ball they'll be waiting for the ball to go out of play, and then I'm pretty sure you'll see a VAR check. To me, it didn't seem as though there was anything in it at all.
The ref's going over to make sure Di Maria is beginning to get back to his feet now, but Stephen will get a chance to have another look because it's just being replayed in front of us.
Yeah, it was a great take. Nah, never in its life, ever, a penalty kick. Embarrassing, actually, for Di Maria. An absolute redneck.
Yeah, because the spin's great. It just got away from him. He was on the stretch. He did manage to get a shot away, but it wasn't ever causing Jack Butland any problems, and yet game on. There's the call.
He's rolling about the ground as if he's been absolutely halved in two. I'm not even sure.
I think Goldson's got a bit of the ball there as well.
I don't know, but I mean, certainly didn't get anything like a touch from Di Maria. If anything, it's the slightest of touches on the sole of his boot.
Europa League Sports Sound here on BBC Radio Scotland. Extra on 810 medium wave and on digital. Online, bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Big Scottish Cup weekend. The quarter-finals coming up, starting with Aberdeen Kilmarnock on Saturday, 12:15 kickoff live here on the radio and on BBC One television as well. Followed by the Fife Derby, Raith, Dunfermline, all the goals as they go in across the country in the lower leagues. Celtic, Livingston, Hibs, Rangers on Sunday, and then Morton Hearts on Monday. Here in the Europa League last 16, Rangers have a 1-0 lead in Lisbon, and Sterling's won it back off Ausnes, moving into the box, going down. The referee tells Sterling to get back to his feet, and Benfica come away with it on this near side off Lundstrom, and out for a throw-in to the home team on the Benfica left.
Yeah, Sterling did really, really well initially to kind of win the challenge, and then as he's kind of driving away, to me, I think he's just losing his balance and goes down. There is a wee bit of contact on his back, but
you can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to get goal side
to the edge
of the defender
box
and try and tease the defender into making the challenge.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough. He was kind of going down as he was kind of nudged in the back anyway.
There's Di Maria on the far side, goal scorer in the 22 World Cup final against France. Scored Argentina's second. Here's Diamonde for Rangers, firing it forward towards Lawrence. Antonio Silva read it beautifully, and he knocks it up the line for Di Maria to chase. Yilmaz will get there, and he rolls it low along the grass back to his goalkeeper, Jack Butland. We're in the final 5 minutes of the first half. Benfica 0, Rangers 1, and Antonio Silva got away with one there. He gave it straight to Dessers to try to pop it round him, but gives it straight back to the Benfica youngster now. It's Rafa Silva wide on the left, attacking the Rangers box up the other end. On the 18-yard line he is. Finds Cabral just outside the D, looking for space to shoot, which he does. It's deflected. Benfica going to have another corner. And this time, I think it's for the first time on this near side.
Yeah, it was poor from Dessers. He was gifted an opportunity. He's got to hold it, link it, to try to be too cute, and that caused the counter-attack then from Benfica. We'll be looking to get a better delivery, and they've taken it short.
Yeah, Di Maria to Neres, gets the ball in, it's half away, picked up the edge of the box. Rafa Silva shoots, deflected, and another corner kick here for Benfica. They're up to 8 in that count.
Yeah, it was a poor clearance this time from James Tavernier. Falls to the Benfica player at the edge of the box, gets the shot off, but it's blocked. In behind for yet another corner. They're forcing a wee bit of pressure as we approach half-time here, Benfica, to try and get themselves back into the game. Really important for Rangers to see it out. Just 4 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah, 3 minutes of the 45. In comes the corner. Butland makes the save. Might come off his own man. He gets back onto it. It was an overhead attempt there from Otamendi, I think it was. And Butland holds on, but another important intervention from the Rangers number 1. And it stays Benfica 0. Rangers 1.
Yeah, it was... Oh, here's another chance.
Yeah, given away by Rangers. It's Rafa Silva with a little touch. Neres in the box, spinning on the left-hand side, shooting. What another brilliant save. Butler with the feet, drops to Di Maria. Blocked by Suter. Behind for another corner.
Yeah, I think somebody's got a head knock here. Is it John Lundstrom? Seems to be in a lot of discomfort. But yeah, I mean, it's another brilliant save before that from Jack Butland.
This time with his foot.
Again, yeah. From that left-hand side on the angle.
He give it away again, though. He bowled it out straight to Benfica, just outside his own box.
His distribution's been unusually poor tonight, but that was a great stop. Really
Neres as well. It's a hat-trick of saves from Neres in this first half. Lundstrom is down, receiving treatment for the head knock.
Yeah, it was just as he jumped to try and clear it, clashed heads with Tino.
And I think... you see a replay of Otamendi trying to scoop it for a goal overhead. They are just in the wake of that. I'm just waiting to see if...
there's a potential handball there.
Came off Suter,
but he headed it off his own hand.
It's come off his head first, hasn't it?
I think it has, yeah. It'll certainly be getting looked at, but I'm sure it came off his head then onto his hand. Yeah, so if that's the case, then it won't be given.
Yeah, it comes off another body part first, then wouldn't be handball. The referee is speaking to his VAR just now. Benfica, as it stands, have a corner. Lundstrom is back on his feet, and the referee is in dialogue with Marco Fritz, who's the video assistant for this match, his countryman, who will decide whether there's enough on it for it to be a corner. Potential penalty checks very much underway here. This is a nervy moment for the Rangers fans in the final minute of the first half, the least of the 45. They lead 1-0. The ref is going to come over and have a look at it himself. The monitor's over on the far side here in the Estadio da Luz. So this is going to be a chance, potentially, for Benfica to equalise before the break.
Well, I'm almost certain John Suter headers it onto his own arm. The referee's going to get all the angles here. We've only seen the one. It's a very slight touch, but hopefully there's an angle that shows there's a touch for the referee. Maybe they hit together, maybe they hit at the same time, his hand and his arm and his head, sorry.
Well, the referee...
The more I see it, I mean, that angle there doesn't look quite as good from a Rangers.
Yep, that is absolutely, he's headed that off his arm. It's not the same time, he's every...
So, Kenny, yeah.
Definitely. I know the angle that I'm seeing at the moment, it doesn't look like it, but there's one from behind Butland.
Well, he's made up his mind, Kenny. He's given the penalty.
That is ridiculous.
No way.
He's given the penalty against John Suter. So Benfica will have the opportunity to equalise here in the last knock-ins of the first half. 5 minutes have been added, but in the first of those minutes, Rangers have come to the realisation that Benfica have been rewarded a penalty after the VAR check. And Angel Di Maria, who scored 2 penalties in the last round, as they came through Toulouse to get through to the last 16, will have the opportunity here to bring Benfica level before the break. Massive blow potentially this for Rangers. Jack Butland has been in wonderful form in this game though.
He has, he's had 3 big saves.
Di Maria is just about ready to go. The photographers behind the goal have got their camera lenses trended on the Argentina legend Angel Di Maria. The ref is going to boot Jack Butland. He's booked Butland there. There's something on his line. He's obviously trying delay tactics as Di Maria waits. Left-footed penalty coming up from the World Cup winner, and a huge moment in this tie. Here he goes, left-footed penalty. Di Maria scores! Sends Butland the wrong way. And the veteran Di Maria holds Benfica level in this Europa League last 16 tie in Lisbon, where it is now on the stroke of half-time. Benfica 1, Rangers 1.
Well, it's the coolest of penalties, it really is. Really slow run up, waits for Butland to move, and then just pops it in the opposite corner. As cool as you like. But the burning question is, should it have been a penalty in the first place? And for me, no, because I think, as Kenny pointed out in the studio, that John Suter headers the ball onto his own arm. So really harsh, and this has given Benfica a massive lifeline, because these supporters would have booed them in at half-time up that tunnel.
Yeah, Kenny Miller watching. It is a blow, isn't it, for this Rangers team? They were so close to getting in at half-time with the lead.
Yeah, they were, and again, I've been listening to Stephen there, I've seen 2-3 pictures. You know, there's one angle that they never showed, and it was coming kind of from behind Jack Butland.
Hold on, Kenny. Rafa Silva coming through. Butland challenges him. Flag gone up for offside. Well, Kenny will have just seen that as well. He was just answering question about the penalty award and conversion there, and just for a moment Rafa Silva burned through behind the Rangers defence.
He's about 2 yards off.
100% offside. Yeah, he's well offside. Yeah, he's well offside.
The Benfica crowd thought it was going to be another penalty for a moment there as Butland came out, but yeah.
Well, it certainly changed Philippe Clement's half-time team talk. Di Maria, he didn't put it into the corner, it was just the left centre area. Butland dived to his left. Di Maria's 15th goal of the season. As I said, his 2 penalty conversions were enough to get the Eagles through the knockout playoff round. Rangers have a free kick meantime over on that far side. Just take a little while for them to steady themselves. They'll have that half-time interval and the opportunity to do so. It's been pretty resolute. Benfica have a chances. Butland's
you'd
off some
expect
good
them to have
saves.
chances though, Liam. It's their home game and they're a quality team. Butland's had to make a few good saves, but not really been carving Rangers open despite their possession.
Tavernier's free kick into the box from the left. The goalkeeper comes and makes a meal of it, breaks to the edge of the box. Neres gets it away. It's come straight back to Tavernier though, left-hand side, rolls it to Silva. Fabio Silva chops onto the right, blasts it across, chance! Rangers score! Flag stays down! To John Sterling! And Fabio Silva smashed it across! And Rangers sensationally have their lead back here in the Deluge! Absolutely astonishing! Having just been pegged back a moment ago, it is now Benfica 1, Rangers 2.
Well, I mean, in first viewing I thought he was offside, but he times his run to absolute perfection, coming late into the box. Silva does really well to keep the ball alive, flashes it into a really dangerous area, across the 6-yard box, just going into the 6 if you like. And Sterling pops up from nowhere. Initially, when the goalkeeper came out and made a mess of the punch, Connor Golson was down with a head knock. He's lying in the ground as the ball comes in from Silva. It's a fabulous ball, might take a wee nick on its way through.
And what a run by Sterling.
Sterling arrives from nowhere to tap it home. What an incredible couple of minutes.
Kenny Miller.
Yeah, it's an incredible. I can't help but think of the game across in Betis where Rangers were under so much pressure and Jack Butland again was having to make saves and Betis were missing chances, and again Rangers have barely had another attack out with the Tom Lawrence goal. When as soon as they concede, they regroup, they go up the other end, and it's 1-0 again. I don't know what could have this ruled out. Dujon Sterling's coming from deep.
Yeah, they're checking it. Yeah.
I wonder what for though. I don't know what for, because there's no offside on Dujon Sterling. I think Cyril Dessers is offside, so it's whether he plays a part in it at all. But for me, he doesn't. He's not in front of the goalkeeper. He doesn't go to play the ball. So I think this should stand if it's an offside.
It would be the only thing, Kerry, if it is offside, that it's in some way or other he's getting the goalkeeper's line of vision before Sterling gets to the ball. But like you, I couldn't see that.
I can hear
Goal stands.
Yeah, goal stands. Dujon Sterling's first Rangers goal comes in the Estadio de Luz in the Europa League last 16 to restore Rangers' lead. Quite incredible. It really is. Because that penalty would have knocked the stuffing out of them, but they have come back with aplomb, and they have the half-time lead. You would have to say now, surely the half-time whistle will be going any second now, as Diamande wins it back, and here's Fabio Silva, and it's won back there by Ba and picked up in the midfield but given away by Joao Nieves. And as Stephen was saying, they were going to boo them up the tunnel, but for that penalty, well, they will be again. Benfica trailing, and they've got a man down. No free kick. I think half-time has arrived. The half-time whistle, the Benfica
No,
bench.
it's not. I think he's going to... Well, is he? Aye, is.
Yeah, half-time here. It's very difficult for us to hear any of the referees' whistles down there, but it is the interval here in Lisbon, and Rangers have an incredible lead. Tom Lawrence putting them in front inside 7 minutes, heading home Diamande's cross. And they were keeping Benfica at arm's length. Neres had 3 efforts saved brilliantly by Jack Butland. The 3 saves kept getting better. And the Rangers goalkeeper has been on top form again. Benfica were frustrated, the fans were getting annoyed. There was a real frustration around us here in the stand amongst the home supporters, but that seemed to rise away from the ground when that penalty went in from Di Maria after John Souttar was adjudged to have handballed it in the box from the corner. After the VAR check, it was awarded. Di Maria spotted it up and converted for his 15th of the season, but Dujon Sterling just minutes later popping up to put Rangers 2-1 in the lead. Fabio Silva did so well down the left after the initial mistake by Trubin, the Benfica keeper, and Silva drove it across. Sterling tapped home, and that means the half-time score here in the Estadio da Luz in the last 16 of the Europa League in the first leg here in Portugal. It is Benfica 1, Rangers 2.
Rangers in the Europa League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
My goodness, an absolutely incredible first half in Lisbon. Rangers showing fantastic resolve there after losing that penalty. We'll try to get some clarity on that. Kenny Miller furious alongside me in the studio that penalty was awarded. But my goodness, what character from Philippe Colon's side. Dujon Sterling stepping up 45 plus 5 minutes right on the stroke of half-time there with the goal there after another goal check. But that was given. I mean, so many fantastic performances this evening, Kenny, but let's just rewind back and let's go to the opening goal. A great header from Tom Lawrence.
Yeah, it was. You know, he's playing in that more advanced role in midfield ahead of Lundstrom again with Diamande to get in support, and it's those two that link up. You know, it's Diamande getting beyond the back line, getting to the byline and just standing across up. Dessers is in there affecting the centre-backs. I mean, the ball's just got stood up probably about 10 yards out. It's Tom Lawrence who's arriving. It's the Frank Lampard-esque arriving in the box and getting a header. I said in the initial view, and I didn't think it was the most powerful header, but he just plants it down and right into the corner, giving the keeper no chance. A really good header, and that's building on his first goal that he got a few games back. Perfect goal, perfect start for Rangers. And it gave them something to hold on to. Obviously, we always knew Benfica were going to have a lot of the ball and ask a lot of questions, but up until that moment, perfect start for Rangers.
Talk to us about the qualities you see in Diamande.
You know, see Diamande, he's came into the team and straight away, like Raskin and Campbell did last January, he's hit the ground running. You know, he just seems so comfortable within that Rangers midfield. I think being inside there alongside John Lundstrom, who's been a big player for Rangers under Philippe Clement as well, it's given him that licence probably to play the game that he wants to play, which is full of energy. Like I said, box-to-box midfielder. He does his defensive duties, but he gets forward, he arrives in the box, he makes really good runs. He's really efficient with the ball, and we've seen already, like I've said on a number of occasions already, if he can get anywhere in and around the box, he's comfortable on either foot to get shots away. So he'll be a big player for Rangers moving forward, and when he becomes a permanent sign in the summer, he could be a real asset to the football club as well.
Yeah, just 22 years old, a real prospect. Looks a very good signing at this early stage for Rangers. We'll talk about Jack Butland in a minute. Some terrific saves again from him. But let's then go to this equaliser. I've messaged a couple of people just to get some thoughts from former referees on it, Kenny. You can't believe that one was given.
Well, again, we talk about the letter of the law every single week in the aftermath of games with VAR decisions and whether we agree or we don't agree. If the letter of the law says if the ball hits another body part before it hits your arm, it's not a penalty, then John Souttar is absolutely nailed on, 100% heads the ball onto his own arm. So if that is the role, and again, I know Stephen was saying in commentary, it might hit, again, I don't know if he's seen the replays as much as we did, he might have hit maybe at the same time. It never. John Souttar heads the ball onto his arm. And I wonder why the replay that I seen from kind of behind the goal angle wasn't shown again there when we were watching the VAR once, because we've seen it and it was clear as day for that angle. Again, that being said, from the other angle, from in front of it, you could see John Souttar heads it onto his arm as well. So I think questions have to be asked why that was given. If, again, letter of the law is applied, that shouldn't have been a penalty.
Right, I've got the law up here. So the question is, what happens if a player heads or kicks the ball and then it hits their own hand or arm? So that's what happens, right?
That's exactly what happens.
So this is not handball unless the ball goes directly into the opponent's goal or the player scores immediately afterwards, in which case a direct free kick is awarded to the other team. So that would be in the attacking box, if that was John Souttar. So that is clearly what happened.
It is, and this is where you've got to be now. VAR is under constant scrutiny, and we talk about it in our own domestic game, and we're asking the questions of our referees, we're asking the questions, should we be getting rid of it? This is the elite level of football, European level of football, and this is wrong. They've got it clearly wrong. They're seeing the same pictures as us. John Souttar clearly heads the ball off his own arm. That is no penalty, again, to the letter of the law that you've just read out, Kenny. So I do not know what he's seen, and I do not know why that penalty's been given.
Yeah, we'll try and get some clarity. So we'll send a couple of messages out here just to get some referees' perspective on it. But that's certainly from the laws of the game that I've just read there. Before we go back to Tom O'Kenny, just your final thoughts on that first half. My goodness, I don't think we saw this one coming. Just 3 minutes later, Rangers up the park, they're back in front.
It is incredible. Again, a reference to the game away in Betis. It was Rangers took the lead 3 times in the game and eventually won it 3-2. It's having that same kind of feeling, you know, where, again, I remember the Betis game, I was there. Betis attacked them so much down their left-hand side, in particular in that first half. Jack Butland had to make saves, they missed chances. But Rangers then got their goals, kind of, I would say, against the run of play, I would say. But once it went 1-1, they went and scored again, exactly like this. And what a perfect time to score. I mean, I'm thinking, oh my God, it's went against Rangers this time. Benfica scoring right on half-time. But Rangers go up the other end. And it's that man, Dujon Sterling, who I'm saying is no maybe got that final touch or that creativity. But what he does, he makes a really good run from deep right through. The Benfica players are standing still, maybe expecting it to go straight through to their goalkeeper. But Sterling's not on his heels. He's aggressive, front foot, and he goes and taps in to put it on. And I think it's his first goal, senior goal, all in, to be honest with you, not just his first goal for Rangers.
Yeah, just having a look at that, from as far as I can see, he has scored just the 1 goal, but it was for the under-19s.
Well, that doesn't count. This is his first game. It's real football here, and it's in the Europa League last 16, and he's got his first goal.
Don't
what
come
a
much
time
bigger.
to do it.
Yeah, Tomo, your assessment of that first half performance from Rangers?
Sorry, I was just finishing off my song leash there. My assessment is that it was a perfect start. I mean, at the start of the game, Benfica came out the traps. They were, asking questions, but then Rangers' goal silenced the crowd, and that was so important in what played out in the rest of the half, because, as we've spoken about before the game, this crowd are not happy. We're just sitting behind them here in our commentary position, and the amount of times they're throwing their arms up in the air, they're not happy with what they're seeing, so you're immediately kind of negating one of the factors in the match by silencing that home crowd. Perfect start from Rangers. A brilliantly timed run and header from Lawrence. Yeah, you know you're not going to have a lot of the ball in a European game away from home, and that transpired. Benfica had a lot of possession, but they weren't really cutting Rangers open, and when they did, on the occasions that they managed to, then you've got to say Jack Butland. His distribution tonight's been poor. You would say that, but the 3 saves he makes are absolutely brilliant. One of them, it was slightly fortuitous that when he does get his hand to it and it pops out into a really good area, Connor goes out, gets a fantastic block in. But you're expecting, you're going to give up chances away in European games, and then just the couple of moments of madness. I felt as though Rangers could have kept the ball better in certain times during the first half. There's quite a few giveaways, but they had spells when they had decent enough control of the ball in the opposition final third, and they do look a threat on the counter, and when they get into those areas defensively, Benfica don't look particularly impressive. And for the second goal, the goalkeeper's not going to want to watch it back. Trubin, he comes out, makes a meal of his punch, and that leads to the second goal, which you've got to say, again, all about the timing of the run, arriving in the box late. All the Benfica defenders are standing kind of like statues as the ball flashes across them, and then there's Stelling popping up from nowhere with a perfectly timed run to tap home. And it would have changed the dynamic a wee bit if they'd gone in 1-1 at half time, and it's with Benfica with their tails up, so it was an important goal to get. The second half, you're expecting the Alamo from Benfica. They've got to come out and really get after Rangers, so it's going to be so important. Jack Butland will be heavily involved. Again, I've no doubt about that, but defensively Rangers need to be so switched on. I've not been overly impressed, I have to say, in the stadium with the kind of key players from Benfica. We talked a lot about Rafa Silva before the game. He's been largely anonymous. Neres on the left-hand side, he's got a couple of shots away, but on other occasions has made poor decisions in the final third. Di Maria's not been involved as much as you would have thought. So Rangers are coping with and dealing with the threats so far that Benfica have got, and to get into 2-1 at half-time, it's phenomenal. If they were to hang on to that and take a victory back to Ibrox, then it'd be an absolutely incredible result and make them favourites to make their way through into the next round. Yeah, it'll be some night at Ibrox next Thursday evening. It's a 5:45 start, as you'd expect. Full coverage on Sports. And Kenny, I'm being told that there are angles, I think you said this, that suggested it didn't go from head to hand. I know you're looking astonished there, but I'm told there are angles that show that. But I did see the one that you said, where it looked clearly to me, and this is a decent sized TV screen we've got in here, where it looked as if it was head to hand.
Well, I can tell you, the angles, they must have been looking at a different incident, because the angle that we seen from kind of behind Jack Butland's goal, where it goes directly from John Souttar's head to his hand, there is absolutely no doubt about it. So I'll say it again, no clue what the referee's seen and why that decision's been made.
Yeah, we'll try and get more reaction to that. It's a big talking point in the first half, but my goodness, what resolve, as I said, from Rangers to go back in front. Kenny, just looking at the stats, 38% possession for Rangers. Yourself and Tomo have played that role. You work your backside off all night. It's a tough shift. The head can't go down. The concentration must stay. Discipline, it's about everything, isn't it? Grinding it out.
And you know what? Seeing games like this, and I'm sure Philippe Clement said this to his team, you have to feel comfortable in that environment when you know what it's going to be. You would have prepared this team and knew it's not going to be like the domestic games where Rangers are dominating and asking all the questions. He would know that Benfica are probably going to have the majority of the ball. So see, when you get back into that defensive shape, and I'm watching, it's kind of 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1 against the ball, with Tom Lawrence pushing up alongside Dessers, and he's also dropping back. You just need to feel comfortable in it. Stay compact, keep the communication there, like you say, keep concentrated, and just shut off the gaps where all these players, you're talking about your Neres Martinez's, your Rafas, Di Marias, they all want to play in these little pockets. But see if you keep your shape and your discipline, these pockets don't exist, or there's always at least one or two Rangers players close enough that you can get pressure on the ball. So it's important that they stay aggressive with it, though, and they don't get too passive, and they don't keep sitting off, because the more they do that, then these players have got the ability to pick the pass and pick the moment to create chances. So it's completely different from what they face on a weekly basis back here in Scotland, but they've gave themselves something to protect. And see, when you've got something to hang on to, that just gives you that extra energy to keep working hard. And you know what? He's got his bench. He's got the substitutes you can make on to get fresh legs.
Tom, we speak week in, week out about the qualities of Jack Butland. Outstanding again this evening. At least 3 very, very good, very, very important saves this evening. We had the interview with Tom English a couple of weeks ago. He said he's loving life at Rangers, doesn't want to be moving anywhere. He clearly thinks big things are going to happen this season. It is a big season, a huge few weeks ahead. But just talk to us about the qualities you see in him, because there were concerns, of course, when a club legend like Alan McGregor leaves and you've got to fill these boots. But he's done it in some style, has he not?
He has, yeah, and you're right. You know, when Alan McGregor decided to hang up his gloves, his big gloves to fill, and it was really important that Rangers got that bit of their recruitment right. And Jack Butland, you have to say, has been absolutely sensational this season. When he's called upon to make big saves at big times in games, he's done it. And in this first half, you know, 3 brilliant saves. As I said just a few minutes ago,
he's playing for saves tonight, Tom, wasn't he?
He's kicking for saves. It's kicking. I mean, some of the chances have come from the kicks, his kind of stray kicking, and he's normally so good with either foot, actually, with his kicking. So that's one wee kind of downside to it. But in terms of the saves he's made tonight, really important. But to say again and to reiterate, he's going to have to make more in this second half, because you can be assured that this team are going to come out here and absolutely go at Rangers. So he will be involved, and it's going to be a huge 45 minutes, not just for him but for Rangers. And Kenny's right, see, when you are winning in a game and you get to half time, a big game like this, it heightens your senses knowing that you've got that advantage, and you know, you find extra an edge, as Kenny put it, from somewhere when you know you're kind of hanging on to what would be a famous result for them.
Yeah, a big second half ahead. The Rangers players are just coming back out onto the park. The Benfica players were out first. Let's then get back to our commentary. Let's hope it's another exhilarating half of football. That first half was absolutely tremendous. Benfica against Rangers for a place in the quarter-finals of the Europa League with Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
Benfica kick off the second half in their red and white, going left to right. Rangers in their change kit, white jerseys, blue shorts, white socks, right to left, shooting towards the end of the stadium that their supporters are housed at. And Benfica carelessly giving it away already. No changes for either team at the start of this second half, as Fabio Silva turns it back to Lundstrom, who shifts it left to right of the circle for Tavernier, who'll then go back the way to central defence, and it's Goldson to Suter and out to Yilmaz on this near side. And Benfica have won all 5 last 16 Europa League ties they've been involved in. Rangers have only won one of theirs. It's 2 years ago against Red Star. As Benfica come forward, it's Di Maria on the right. It's not a great cross, and we're straight through to Jack Butland, who starts in goal for Rangers. Of course, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Yilmaz, Lundstrom, Lawrence, Diamande, Sterling, Silva, Dessers is the Rangers 11 on the pitch. And they have a 2-1 lead, and it's Connor Goldson with a long right football forward, cut out by Otamendi. Then off Tavernier it goes over on that far side. It's big. 45 minutes for Roger Schmidt, the Benfica coach down there. He could be out of a job if this scoreline is a full-time scoreline.
Yeah, it could be up Schmidt's Creek.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Liam.
So that's never happened before. It's how to play for a throw-in on the far side for the home team, which is bowled back by Otamendi to his goalkeeper Trubin. And he plays it short with Dessers charging towards him. As Benfica on this near side to try and get going early in this second half and put the pressure on. It's Alexander Ba with a long throw to the edge of the Rangers box. Tavernier saw that a mile off and comes across and clears. Fabio Silva's little back flick doesn't really work, but you can't force it forward to Di Maria. He can't get onto it. It's right back through to Jack Butland, who will then bowl it short to his left for Suter, and then pop it out to that right-hand side there for Tavernier. He can't get onto it though, and it's Auschness with a header forward. Down the left-hand side goes Neres. There's three waiting in the middle, but brilliantly done there by Diomande. Wins it back for Rangers. Such dogged midfield work by Mohamed Diomande, and they've given it away again, and it's Neres down the left-hand side. Sterling sticking with him, who has managed to force the error from Neres. He's put it out for a throw-in on the far side. John Sterling's goal in the first half, not just his first Rangers goal, his first ever goal in professional football. What a place for it to come.
Yeah, absolutely. In an occasion like this, in a stadium like this. But yeah, that was good play from him when we spoke about his defensive duties this evening. He's certainly doing them there, as was Diomande just moments before.
Rangers 3-2 win at Real Betis on match day 6 in the group stage was a result. Not just took them through as group winners to the last 16, it ended a run of 8 European away games without a victory, from group stage to final, and drawn 1 and lost 7 before that, and having won magnificently in the Via Marine in December. They are leading the great Benfica here in their own stadium, 3.5 into the second half. Throw in on the right-hand side, helped on its way by Sterling. Lawrence in the midfield hoists it high out to this left-hand side for Yilmaz. First time with the left foot forward to Fabio Silva. It's an awkward bounce for the Portuguese on Portuguese soil in Rangers colours, and he's won a throw-in as well of Ba on this near side, and this will be a Rangers throw. Yilmaz to take just beyond the midway point of the Benfica half. Of course, Rangers led by 2 goals here last time they were in town, 3-1, finished 3-3. On a platform they've given themselves here again. It's Tavernier to the edge of the box, and then Sterling hits it on the turn. It's a comfortable save this time, but that's someone playing with some serious confidence right now, John Sterling.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, he did really well, just spinning 360 from a kind of slow pass from James Tavernier and getting the shot away, making the goalkeeper work.
It's perhaps not something to concern ourselves too much with tonight, but any points Rangers amass and the coefficient between now and the end of their European journey will be massive for them and for the country, because as it stands, a really profitable season dropping off at the end of this one. Scotland are on the brink of losing that automatic Champions League place, and the other teams beginning earlier in qualifying rounds would follow as well. Here is Joao Neves for Benfica, though, just rolling it square to Neres, right of the D, outside the Rangers box, but it breaks down and Yilmaz does some good work. And now it's with Fabio Silva on this near side. Ridvan Yilmaz has really settled now, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it looked like he was on his way out the club.
It did.
Lundstrom's giving it away, though. Rafa Silva is driving down the right-hand side, options in the middle, pulls it back for Neres, he's on the left foot. Brilliant block by Tavernier, and then Goldson gets in the way, and Neres, I think, put it behind for the goal kick, and it stays Benfica 1, Rangers 2.
Why he opted to take a touch, I will never know, and he will never know. It was a ridiculous decision. It was brilliant play down the right-hand side after a Rangers error. Neves getting to the kind of byline area, cuts it back. Perfect first time on the right foot for Neres. He wants to shift it on to his left, and by then Rangers have got bodies back and make the challenge. That was a huge let-off.
It's well defended by Tavernier, though, in the end. Diomande forward towards Lawrence, when it's pinched back by Florentino, and then moved out to Di Maria, who's getting into his stride down this right-hand side. He goes. Ankel Di Maria up against Yilmaz, level with the penalty spot, skips into the area, but he shows way too much of it to Lundstrom, who makes the challenge and clears for the visitors. Florentino back to Joao Neves, and now onto Mendy out to the left-hand side for Auschness, moving into the midfield area, and then to Joao Neves, picked up on this right-hand side by Ba. Low ball forward, trying to get it to the edge of the area, but Diomande read it brilliantly again, but And picking up a lot of second balls at the moment. Rafa Silva this time. The cross swung in from the left-hand side with Di Maria. Might break to Rafa Silva again. It's brilliantly defended once more by the ever-impressive Mohamed Diamonde. He's having a magnificent night here.
He really is. Defensively, he's covering some ground and popping up in really vital areas, making challenges, making things awkward, getting his body in front of things. Really impressive performance.
Benfica on the ball here. Clock sitting on 52 minutes. It's an agitated-looking Philippe Clement down below us, or way down below us. Fabio Silva works the 1-2 with Lundstrom, who manages to win the throw-in on this near side of Neves. And Rangers have a throw to be taken by Yilmaz. And in a fabulous position here, the second leg at Ibrox this day next week. It's a 5:45 kickoff. One of the earlier kickoffs next week. And Yilmaz taking the throw. He's been told to hurry up by Di Maria. There's Lundstrom looking for Sterling. He gets there ahead of Auschness, and he can perhaps turn it to Tavernier on the right, and he has done that. Tavernier with the early ball. Low, blocked by Auschness. Otamendi plays it forward to Florentino. Back to Otamendi. It's a long clearance. And Suter's in trouble, and so now is Yilmaz. Di Maria driving forward, but the whistle goes. Di Maria's finished it superbly well, but it doesn't count because the whistle had gone a long time before he even looked at the goal.
He's a lucky boy, Di Maria. He's on a booking.
He's kicked it away, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 5 seconds after the whistle had gone.
There's Lundstrom on this near side for Rangers. Down the left he goes. He's managed to swing the cross in, and Otamendi gets it away with Dessers lurking behind him. And he goes behind for the corner.
It's not something you see often, is Lundstrom taking the ball a run down the left wing and whipping in a cross, but my, what a cross it was into such a good area, and it was a last-ditch header forcing the corner for Tavernier now on the opposite side.
Benfica are not in a good place right now. They have not been playing well. Back-to-back defeats, lost in the league for the first time since the opening day when they were hammered 5-0 up the coast in Porto on Sunday. Rangers have a corner here, looking to make it 3 defeats on the spin. It comes from the captain, flicked away by Joao Neves, picked up by Yilmaz, gets it back into the box. Dessers heads over, but he's offside anyway. There is a chance for Cyril Dessers to try and get a shot on target, or a header on target, and he's put it over the bar, and it stays Benfica 1, Rangers 2.
It's a fabulous wee ball in from Yilmaz, really quickly just flicked it in. It's tight, but I think this is probably off, but he should do better with a header anyway.
Rangers seeing plenty of the ball at the moment. Fabio Silva is fouled, but the referee allowing Rangers an advantage. It's swept out to Lawrence on this near side, back to Lundstrom. Big switch of play for Sterling. Auschness gets there first with a head. Sterling picks up the second ball, and now it's Tavernier. He loses out though. And it is Benfica in possession with Joao Neves over on that left-hand side. Clips it forward down the left flank. Chance here for Rafa Silva, taking on Tavernier, who does well with the challenge. He's claiming goal kick, but the referee points for the corner for Benfica. It's their first of the second half. Rangers 10 minutes negotiated in the second half of this first leg, and their 2-1 lead remains intact for now.
You've got to just keep ticking off these moments in the game. Not really been under too much threat so far in the second half.
So Di Maria corner from over on that left-hand side. He's driven it towards the 18-yard line for Rafa Silva. Controls, takes it down the right-hand side, fires it across the face of goal, and it was well wide, and it stays 2-1 to Rangers.
Yeah, it was a fabulous ball in from Di Maria. Driven, clipped ball to the edge of the box. Silva picking it up. It was getting forced wide, and the angle was always against him for the shot. I thought he might have pulled it across the 6-yard box, but I definitely think it was a shot, and he's just dragged it wide of Butland's right-hand post.
11 previous visits to Portugal for Rangers, just 4 defeats, 3 wins, 4 draws. Not been a bad country for them to visit historically. It's Benfica in possession on this right-hand side with Joao Neves just moving it back the way to Ba, to Neves again, looking up at the pitch ahead of him. No obvious options at the moment though. Di Maria swapped out to the left, Neres has come to the right. And it's with Otamendi who helps it forward to his international teammate Di Maria. Auschness continues his run down the left. Di Maria instead skips in field, but brilliantly defended by Sterling, and now Diamonde comes away with it, popping it through towards Dessers, but straight to Otamendi. It was probably the poorest moment in the match for Diamonde. Sterling did brilliantly to win it back for Rangers, but here comes Auschness down the left, attacking the Rangers box. Heavy touch there, but Goldson's put it behind for the corner. If he'd left it, it was going to be going behind for the goal kick, because Cabral wasn't able to control. How costly will that prove to be? 57 on the clock. Benfica 1, Rangers 2.
Just caught Goldson by surprise there. Cabral not taking the touch, and he was forced into putting it behind for the corner,
which will be taken by Di Maria over on that Benfica left-hand side. They attack the goal to the right, and it comes. It's missed by Suter, but it came bouncing off the head of Otamendi, I think, out to this near side. But it's picked up by Rafa Silva. Just flicks it with the outside of the boot down the right-hand side. Gets it back there from Neres. Silva moving it infield. Well, down went Ba. It was, if it's a dive, it's a dreadful one.
Should be a booking.
Really bad. If there's a challenge on it, then we'll find out in the ensuing seconds and minutes as the cross comes in from the right-hand side. Comes off Diamonde, breaks the way of Cabral. It was Alexander Ba who went down inside the box there. The referee wasn't interested. Di Maria has it on the left. His cross comes in, and it's just going to sail harmlessly behind for the goal kick, and it will stay 2-1 to Rangers.
Well, on first view, for me it's a massive dive, in which case he's got to surely book him. Yeah, it's absolute nonsense there from Ba. Nonsense. Trying to lead his knee in to make contact that wasn't there as Lawrence pulled out the challenge.
Yeah, game on, no penalty, and Rangers have a free kick. Diamonde's been fouled midway inside his own half. Just left the centre. So Rangers with this lead through the Lawrence and Sterling goals in the first half, which has laid the foundations as they look for another deep run in this tournament. Came through Red Star, Braga and Leipzig, as well as Dortmund, of course, the previous round. Didn't have to worry about that round this time. Knockout playoffs. It's all 3 European tournaments getting a refresh next season. No more group stage, will be a league stage. A brilliant run down the right here by Joao Neves, though. He shifts it infield to Neres. He finds Cabral left in the D, back to Auschness. Shifts it onto the right foot, crosses in. Headed away by Yilmaz. Here come Benfica again. There's a strike at goal by Florentino, which is blocked. Breaks out to Di Maria, takes a touch left foot. Cross comes in, Butland missed it. But so did the man at the back post in red and white, and it goes behind for the goal kick. It was Cabral who was coming in there, I think, trying to get onto the cross ball from Di Maria, which was one of those tempting, teasing ones, and it just evaded Jack Butland as well.
It really was. It was a sensational run down this right-hand side from Joao Neves, and then when the ball comes in from Di Maria, it's curling towards that back post. It goes over Butland, he can't get a touch on it, and then Cabral seems to be a bit disorientated. I wonder whether it came off Tavernier last, but the referee gave the bye kick anyway.
Here come Rangers. Lawrence, he's pushed it left-hand side of the D for Fabio Silva. Onto his left side, he shoots and draws the save from Truben. He's going to have to settle for the corner, but what a chance that was for Fabio Silva.
It really was. He's got to go across the goalkeeper. I think he's slightly off balance as he hits it, which kind of means he can't get the angle, but he does well initially to shift it past the 2 Benfica defenders. Goes the goalkeeper's side at the near post. A really comfortable save in the end. He's got to go low across the keeper, but a good moment for Rangers.
And we've got this corner, which will be taken by Yilmaz on the Rangers left as they attack the goal to the left. Into the 6-yard area. It's met by a Rangers player. It was Suter. He's claiming it's a corner, but it's going to be a goal kick to the home team. Kind of dropped him in a terrific area as well. He would have probably preferred it in his head, right enough. He caught it with the right foot, I think, and Otamendi was the Benfica defender in the way. Stays 2-1 to the visitors.
He seemed to think he was due a corner out of that. Impossible to save from up here, really.
Referee Styler's not happy with quickness with which Benfica took that goal kick. Benfica have never lost at home in the Europa League, which is a stunning statistic, and Rangers lead them here. And a different story in the Champions League. They were in with Salzburg, Real Sociedad and Inter. Just one win, they finished third. And the Benfica players are annoyed because they won a free kick and the Rangers players get in the way of the ball. They tried to take the quick free kick. And they have got it back underway. It's out to Di Maria on this near side. Coach Schmidt is going to his bench in just a moment. And Rangers potentially face a different challenge. Marcus Leonardo is going to be on in the next little while. Little chip ball forward into the Rangers box. Goldson comes and deals with it. Butland was coming out, but Goldson did the right thing.
Yeah, he did, Liam. He had to do it. Butland was just arriving a wee bit late for it to be taking any risks. Just clear the danger.
And breaks down from the throw-in for Benfica, and Yilmaz is able to clear, and it's to Tom Lawrence, who skips in field. It's a risky one though, and he's given it away. Now it's Neres, Benfica number 7. Now shifted to Di Maria, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. Rolls it back the way. There for Ba, and then to Di Maria once more. Gets the cross ball in, it's headed away by Goldson. Out to this near side, he goes out for a Benfica throw-in, level with the Rangers 18-yard line. Now it's with Florentino. Then it comes to Ba, right foot cross, charged down well by Yilmaz. Another throw-in for Benfica, this time level with the Rangers penalty spot. Rangers protecting this 2-1 lead on 63 minutes. Otamendi out to that left-hand side for Auschnitz against Tavernier. Just knocks it back the way to Joao Neves. Forward to Cabral, he's having to come quite deep to get some action. Now with Di Maria, again it's a chip ball left foot, it's a brilliant ball by Di Maria. Auschnitz gets onto it, it's across the face of goal. No takers, but here, picking up the scraps is Ba, pulls it back to Neres, his shot's deflected. Stayed in play. Auschnitz has it level with the 6 on the far side of the box. In comes the cross, he's beaten everyone. And it's going to sail out for a goal kick on this reverse side. And it stays Benfica 1, Rangers 2 on 64 minutes.
A couple of nervy moments there for Rangers, really putting them under pressure. Benfica as they make the changes now.
Yeah, they're bringing on Marcus Leonardo, as I said. New signing arrived from Santos in his homeland, Brazil. He's another young player, 20 years of age, 4 goals in his 10 appearances so far.
Yeah, Cabral didn't really offer too much tonight in terms of threat.
Benfica on this right-hand side, another good bit of defending, this time by John Suter for Rangers. It's with Di Maria on this near side. They will leave gaps because, albeit it's just the first leg of the tie, because they've lost these last 2 games, because they'll be fully aware of how good Ibrox has been for Rangers in the Europa League, and won't want to go there behind. With Di Maria, and now to the underlapping Rafa Silva, taking on Lundstrom, getting to the byline, he pulls it back, it's blocked well there by Tavernier. A lot of these Rangers defenders are coming out of their own positions and filling holes, filling gaps, dealing with problem situations which perhaps aren't in their area of the pitch. The skipper leading by example there.
Yeah, absolutely. Midfielders doing similar. Lundstrom and Diamande plugging gaps when they need to. It's what you need to do. I mean, I was expecting more from Benfica in this second half in terms of their energy and a constant onslaught. They've been kind of trying to get there, but without any real conviction so far.
Getting towards the final quarter of the game, we'll get a little chat with Kenny Miller in just a moment. A decent break in play. Benfica win it back in the midfield. Here's Joao Neves striving forward, going down, fouled by Yilmaz. Out comes the yellow for Ridvan Yilmaz. Maybe one of those. He was just taking for the team.
Yeah, no arguments there. Fairly cynical from Yilmaz. I think he knew it straight away. It was probably not a bad foul in all in the end, because it was a fair counter with Joao Neves.
It's the 4th booking of the match. Di Maria takes the free kick, and it comes. No. It's come off the Rangers defender, and then off Goldson for the equaliser. It's an OG. Connor Goldson number 6, because it's brought Benfica level for a second time. Benfica 2, Rangers 2.
Well, I said it probably wasn't a bad foul for Yilmaz to give away. It certainly has turned into a bad foul for him to give away, because the ball in's good, but there's no threat from Benfica as the ball's kind of swirling towards Jack Butland. There's no real players in there for the end, and for some reason Connor Goldson sticks his neck out. He's got to get a shout from behind him to tell him to leave it, or from somewhere he thinks he's got a player behind him. He doesn't. He sticks his head out at full stretch. There's only one place that was going after that.
Well, it's absolutely incredible, because Connor Goldson scored an own goal here when Rangers were last in the deluge, and that came in the opening minute of that game, and he's just repeated the trick he wouldn't have wanted to repeat. It's some coincidence, and it's levelled the first leg.
So avoidable as well, Liam. You know, the free kick's avoidable, the ball into the box. The communication's got to be better from Rangers. He wasn't under threat. He didn't have to go there to make the header. He felt as though he had to, and then it ends up in the back of the net. Butland could do nothing about that one.
Yeah, and you heard Tomo, even before the ball hit the net, he knew what was going to happen. As soon as Connor Goldson made contact with the ball, and it's a level game again, as Yilmaz digs it forward to do John Sterling, right-hand side of the centre circle now, driving forward. Desser's got the arm outstretched, he wants it. Sterling can find him though, put out by Otamendi, and now it's without this. Rangers had a 2-goal lead here last time. They had a 2-goal lead at Ibrox against Benfica as well. Twice tonight they've led. Benfica keep coming back at them. There's Fabio Silva, the chance to make it 3-1 as well. Here's John Lundstrom. That's really poor play by Lundstrom. He's given it back to Benfica. Dangerous position now. They're driving forward. Di Maria, options right and left. Finds Rafa Silva, right-hand side of the box. Pulls it back, and it's wide for Di Maria. What a chance. He's down on his knees, punching the pitch in frustration. He's really got to score there. And it stays Benfica 2, Rangers 2 on 69.
That's the best chance of the lot. Really slack from John Lundstrom, but the counter was brilliant from Benfica, led by Di Maria. He pops it out to the right-hand side to Silva. He gets it back, probably just around about the penalty spot. He's got to hit the target. He's trying to open up his left foot to find the bottom corner, but he opens up far too much. Doesn't get any control on the ball and puts it about 5 yards past the post. Big let off.
It really was. I said we're going to get Kenny's take on things, and we will do that. I said that when it was 2-1. Things are different now. And I'm not sure what went on there. Tom Lawrence had the ball, and he's simply stopped running, and Benfica nick it back off him. We've got it with João Neves down the right-hand side. Di Maria midway inside the Rangers half. It's a big switch, the cross ball. Tavernier gets his head onto it, breaks to Otamendi. Short ball infield to Neres. Worked out back out to the left for Ausnes. And Neres again taking on Diamonde. Down the left-hand side's level with the Rangers penalty spot now. Rolling it back to Florentino. Infield to João Neves. Goes back to Otamendi, to Neves. Now Antonio Silva. Different feel about this game all of a sudden.
Yeah, they've upped the tempo, no doubt about it. The crowd are behind them as well.
This right-hand side, it's Ba to the angle of the box, looking for the substitute, Leonardo. Breaks to Florentino. João Neves and Florentino again. Di Maria wants it on the right-hand side. He's onto it now, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box on this Benfica right. Di Maria's low ball in field for João Neves. Back out it comes to Ba. Sells Fabio Silva the dummy with the feint for the cross, but eventually was behind for the goal kick, and Yilmaz got caught there as well. Just with both players off the pitch. Ba has caught, I think, the Achilles of Ridvan Yilmaz. It's a sore one, and the Rangers player is down. He's off the pitch as well, so any treatment he gets, the game will be able to rage on without him.
Yeah, he's just letting the ball roll out the pitch, and he gets a kick right across the shins from Ba, who's just been booked. Yeah, there's no doubt Yilmaz would have felt that one.
Yellow card for Ba. The only Benfica player who was in danger of being suspended with a yellow tonight is Marato, one of the substitutes. So far, James Tavernier's avoided the yellow that would rule him out of the second leg. Albeit, as important as James Tavernier is, Dujon Sterling is proving to be an excellent addition to the squad. Scored Rangers second tonight and was brought to the club as cover for that position.
I know, he's played everywhere but there.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a stoppage in play. It's gone out to play Diamande off a Benfica player. Kenny Miller watching this. We've got 18 minutes of the 90 left to go. Kenny, it's 2 apiece. How are you reading this now?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of tired legs in the Rangers jerseys, to be honest with you. I think Tom Lawrence, for me, I think it was about 56 minutes. I thought he was looking a little bit leggy.
Sorry, Kenny, need to cut across. Here's Auschnitz. He's inside the box. His efforts blocked by Goldson. Tavernier trying to win it back. Rangers fights the ropes here. All of a sudden, here's Auschnitz going right round Tavernier into the box, off Tavernier and behind. No goal kick's been given. Looked like a corner to me. And Rangers get away with one there. We can let Kenny finish off what he was telling us.
Yeah, I think just as I was saying that, you see that tired pass for John Lundstrom, trying a switchy play, getting all wrong, and it's just setting counters attacks up. I think Philippe Clement needs to be thinking about his bench, getting fresh legs on just to give that little bit more energy. You know, there's too many gaps in the Rangers team at this moment in time, and Benfica are exposing them for what that is at the moment. So they need to get back together, they need to get their communication. And I think, again, we're 73 minutes in. I'm very surprised that Philippe Clement's not actually went to his bench before now.
He's going to it now, Kenny. Just as you say that, Kemar Roof is down there.
Triple sub, Jack.
Yeah, Ryan Jack, Kemar Roof, and I can't quite make out who the other one is. Just to the left. Well, I think he's going to throw on the youngster Cole McKinnon. That's quite the statement there, as Yilmaz tries to cross. It comes right through to the goalkeeper, Trubin, who holds on. And now it's with Neres, knocking it back down the line for Auschnitz. 2 apiece, almost on 74. Rangers just seem to have a bit of magic in the Europa League that gets them through ties that perhaps they're not favourites in. There were many in Portugal felt this was almost 50-50. Pedro Mendes was talking to us earlier when he was suggesting that Benfica slight favourites on the night. There's that big switch of play out to the left, finds Auschnitz eventually from the back heel. Rafa Silva back onto it, to the edge of the box. Poor pass though, back out wide. He's put it straight to Tavernier, and Butland is able to just hammer it forward over to that far side, and eventually it breaks back to Florentino. It's difficult for Rangers right now, and you can see just why Clement is making
Kenny was right. Yeah, for the last 10 minutes or so, they've come off of it in terms of the pace. They're making more mistakes as their concentration levels drop due to tiredness.
Rangers have it with Lundstrom. Long ball forward. Dessers chasing after it. He's not going to get there though. It's one back there by Antonio Silva, who finds Otamendi, who will roll it out to Frederick Auschnitz on the left-hand side. Moving in field. 15 to play at the 90. It is João Neves getting it back from Di Maria, midway inside Rangers territory, right to centre, out to the right-hand side, little low ball into Di Maria, down by the byline in the Rangers box, left foot chip ball comes in, not bad either. Stretching there was Goldson, he's done just enough and it's gone behind off Neres. Last says the referee for a goal kick.
Yeah, I felt as though it was Neres to get a last touch. It was a cute wee ball in from Di Maria, right into the middle of the 6-yard box with everybody stretching, but I felt as though Neres got the last touch. Here comes the subs.
Well, just seeing who's coming off, I think Sterling is...
Dessers.
Coming off Dessers is also going to be replaced. Roof will come on for him. Tom Lawrence
for Jack
is coming off. Ryan Jack will replace him, and Cole McKinnon will make his first Rangers appearance of the season. Of course, he was on loan at Partick Thistle last term, so this is an opportunity for him, certainly. His last appearance in the Rangers first team was on the 14th of May 2022 when they beat Hearts in the final league match of that season, and that was when Giovanni van Bronckhorst sent out a pretty young team, the exception of the likes of Stephen Davis and Aaron Ramsey that afternoon. A lot of players on the cusp of things, and he scored, of course, Rangers' third goal that afternoon as well. So he's on. And here's Roof, left-hand side of the Benfica box. Of course, the man who got that so crucial goal in Seville against Betis on the final match day in the groups. A throw into Rangers is one as well. Good work by Roof. Level with the 18-yard line on this near side. I mean, yes, they'll be disappointed they've thrown away a lead a couple of times, but they would have absolutely signed up for a draw before a ball was kicked tonight.
If they can hang on these last 15 minutes or so, it will be a fantastic result to take back to Ibrox. It really would be. They've just got to make sure everything's so tight. You'll expect Benfica will come at them in the last 10, trying to get the winner. We don't want to undo all the good work they've done so far in the game.
Here's Roof driving it across. Ooh. Almost fell beautifully for Rangers there inside the penalty box. It's going to be to Fabio Silva on this near side. It was Cole McKinnon who was just about the end of that. Here is Diamonde, left angle of the Benfica box, rolling it, looking for Tavernier. McKinnon will chase it. Was he coming back from an offside position though? No flag at the moment. It's Tavernier. The far side finds Jack, flicks it back to Tavernier, and then back to the right-hand side of the centre circle for Goldson, who finds Lundstrom, who pumps the ball with the right foot out towards this near side for Fabio Silva. He's controlled it really well. He's had a really good positive evening, set up the second goal. He's on to it just now. An intricate play by Rangers. Diamonde back to Silva, rolls it to the edge of the box for Jack, into the feet of Diamonde, just bounced off him though. He was unable to control it, and Benfica have it back here. And Benfica fans off to a right, setting off all kinds of pyrotechnics, the smoke billowing away from the stand behind Jack Butland's goal as Benfica come forward with João Neves. Big switch out right here. Rafa Silva into the penalty area it goes. And it's now with Neres, lovely spin away from Jack, pulls it back, it's cut out, breaks to Rafa Silva, chance for Di Maria, shoots and blocked. They're shouting for handball again inside the area. The Rangers player who was already, I think, on the ground who made the block, and he goes out off Florentino on this near side for a Rangers throw-in.
Yeah, there's going to be a check. I think it was young Cole McKinnon who made the block. Whether or not it hit his arm is impossible to tell from here, even through the smoke. Get a wee bit run of it now. Di Maria hits the shot. Nah, it hits his thigh. So no chance of a penalty there.
There's no, it's not come off anyone's.
No.
Crowd 48,000.
Yeah, there's
65,000 seater stadium.
Yeah, there's been kind of enough empty seats, and as you pointed out in that first half, during that kind of rainstorm, even more left or switch to different parts.
McKinnon trying to turn it back to the edge of the box for Tavernier. He can only give it straight to Otamendi, but it's Neres who picks up in the midfield. It's a lazy touch from him. It's Lundstrom looking to fire it forward to Roof. It's cut out though by Antonio Silva, and now it's with Di Maria on this near side. We're about to go into the final 10 of the 90, two apiece. Here they come. Benfica, right hand side of the box. It's pulled back there to Rafa Silva. Lundstrom's challenge. Silva's going to let it go behind for the corner on this near side to the home team, and Di Maria comes out to take.
Well, they've had plenty of corners. They've not really done too much with them. The penalty, of course, came from a corner, harsh as it was.
Two avoidable goals from a Rangers point of view. The first because it's a very contentious penalty award. Second, an own goal as the corner comes in. It's flighted straight through to Jack Butland, who gathers on his 6-yard line.
Yeah, easy take for Butland there. He'll just take as long as he wants with this. Kicks it long. Oh, it's another really poor kick from Butland. His kicking's been all over the shop.
Yeah, and Benfica have it. They're attacking Rangers here. Little ball is played through. It's cut out by Goldson. Rafa Silva has it. He's given it away, and that's a brilliant spin by the ever-impressive Diamonde. Poor pass though.
Commentator's curse.
Let's put it straight out for a throw.
He has had a great game, but just as you said that, he kicked it out the pitch with no pressure on him.
It's the law. I think when you praise somebody, that's what happens. Benfica throw-in, two apiece. It is on a knife edge. It's whether or not the teams stick or twist. And how do Benfica view a draw? I mean, clearly the fans won't be happy with that.
I certainly don't think the fans would be overly pleased with a draw. And it's not been a sparkling performance, you would say, from Benfica either. They know how difficult it's going to be coming to Ibrox next Thursday, early evening.
Yeah, Rangers not happy that they're part of the early fixtures next Thursday, but it is just the way it's been for years now. It's not ideal on a working day. That's when the kick-offs happen, but
extra couple of hours for the players to recover as well, I suppose, looking at the quarter-final on Sunday.
Well, Benfica have got themselves a corner down on this near side. Di Maria's taking it with the left foot, and it comes, and Butland's forced to pat it over his crossbar.
The corners have just been so similar every time. In swingers and on top of Butland with no real pressure from any of the Benfica players in there. He's going to go and take it from the other side, presumably an outswinger this time.
So important for Rangers here. They need to be very much in the mix for that second leg next week. And they don't want to be conceding one or two here in these closing stages. Comes the corner, header over the bar from Otamendi, who's holding his head in his hands there, which suggests that's a better chance than it first appeared to be. And it stays Benfica 2, Rangers 2, 82 and a half on the clock. It's going to be made by both teams, incidentally.
Yeah, it was a big chance. It was a better delivery in. He manages to get free. I don't know who was picking him up. It's a free header. Just puts it over the bar. Should have got on top of it.
Rangers about to bring on Nicholas Raskan, Stephen.
Yeah, it's just another swap to try and get some energy into the middle of the park. Diamandi coming off. He's put so much into this game. He really has. He must have done an awful amount of distance, and it's Benfica making a double change as they look to try and get the goal that give them the advantage to take to Ibrox.
Alvaro Carreras, who's on loan from Manchester United, 20-year-old from the Real Madrid academy initially, and they're making a second change as well by the looks of things. So it'll be a double change for Benfica, and they are going to make that now as well, having watched Rangers make that change with Raskan coming onto the pitch. It's more fresh legs in the middle of the park.
Yeah, they need it.
Here come Benfica down the right with Di Maria. Level with the edge of the D, swings the left foot cross ball in. Rafa Silva kind of slipped as he tried to go for that, and it goes out of play over on the other side for a goal kick to Rangers, who have got to 84 minutes now at 2-2.
It's Rangers just ticking the time away. I mean, these balls that are coming in are hopeful balls. They're not from the byline. They're coming in from 20 yards out, and you know, it needs to either be an exceptional ball or an exceptional bit of individual brilliance to get on the end of those. Rangers are quite happy defending that situation.
Yeah, that comes off a Benfica player lasting out for a Rangers throw-in beyond the midway point of the Benfica half, down on this near side. The other player who came on for the home team there was the 22-year-old midfielder Thiago Gouveia. As Rangers don't take advantage of the fact they're throwing up the pitch. It's gone out for a Benfica throw on this near side. Auschness takes, he's now switched over to right back, which is where he played against Porto at the weekend. The referee blowing his whistle, and that is going to be...
It's a free kick, yeah. Roof just coming in, striker's challenge. Personally, I didn't think it was a foul, but defenders always seem to get those.
If you're Rangers, do you sign up for 2-2 now?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it would be a brilliant result at an incredibly difficult venue.
There's Di Maria picking up just in front of his coach on this near side, midway inside the Rangers half. It's going to break out to Auschness. It's an early ball into the box, and it's cleared by Tavernier. Fabio Silva controls it brilliantly on the near side. The Benfica fans claim it came off his hand. He's fired it forward, but he can only fire it all the way through the Benfica keeper, Trubin.
It's good defending from the cross that came in from James Tavernier. Read the danger, got across the 6-yard box, tucked in behind Goldson and cleared it. You get the feeling they're going to need to do more of that in these last minutes.
The new striker, Marcus Leonardo, has not got into the game at all since coming off the bench. Here's Auschness picking up wide on the right. He finds Di Maria. It's a poor touch from him. That was a tired-looking one from the veteran. He was off him last and out for a Rangers throw-in on this near side. And continue their excellent form in this competition. We know of their L's in the Champions League last season. There's an unforgiving environment, but here in the Europa League it just seems to suit Rangers. plenty of prizes on offer in this competition as well. We've got the riches of the Champions League. Comes out to play for a throw-in on this near side. And Yilmaz is over it, just a few yards inside the Benfica half. 87 on the clock now, 2 apiece, given away by Rangers. Back to the goalkeeper, it goes from João Neves. Here's Trubin, who's playing it short to Otamendi, who's stretching his legs, getting up to the halfway line, rolling it to the left hand side there for Carreras. It's bounced off him and out for a Rangers throw-in. That will suit the visitors.
Anything that ticks the clock down, Liam, at this stage, as per usual, there'll be the usual however many minutes added on at the end. So it won't just be the 90 that they're playing.
Wonder how comfortably Kenny Miller's sitting in the studio back in Glasgow. His take on the final few minutes. Benfica clearing. Kenny, how are you feeling with the final few minutes upon us?
I actually do feel pretty comfortable, to be honest with you. I don't think Benfica have posed too much of a threat over these last kind of 6 or 7 minutes. Rangers have kind of, until we speak right now, right enough.
No, you're all right. That didn't come to anything. So, you're a little bit behind us.
Yeah, so I think
are you like Tomo? Are you like Tomo, Kenny? Would you sign up for a 2 each?
I signed up for it 15 minutes ago, Liam, to be honest with you. It would be a wonderful result, like Tomo says. I don't think there would be many fans would have been hopeful. I think even narrow defeat was mentioned. You know, if you could have got a draw beforehand, any Rangers fan, Rangers player or coach would have taken would have ripped their hand off for it. So if they can see this last couple of minutes out plus stoppage time, it would be a brilliant result to take back to Ibrox.
Benfica have it in the centre circle here. 90 seconds of 90 minutes remaining in the Estadio da Luz at 2 apiece. Here come Benfica. Rafa Silva works a 1-2. Well defended though by Suter. Now the play goes, it was Goldson who got the final touch though out for the throw-in as Di Maria swings the ball in and headed away by Tavernier. Picked up by Auschnes on this right-hand side. His cross is cut out by Yilmaz. Work to do yet for Rangers, and it starts with this corner.
Great defending again from James Tavernier. Very similar to the one previous, getting into a really good area to clear the danger, but yet another corner to defend.
Oh, what will Di Maria make of this one? He's played it back towards the 6-yard line, low, cleared by Goldson. Will break onto the halfway line. It's Carreras turning it out to this near side. João Neves with the big ball into the box. Otamendi back to Rafa Silva, slices it over the bar. Rangers get away with one there. Rafa Silva would love to have another go at that one. It stays Benfica 2, Rangers 2. And we'll find out what the stoppage time is going to be shortly as well.
Great switch of play from Silva, the knockdown from Otamendi, brilliant, but then the shot that comes in is really, really poor. Rangers making yet another change.
And Ross McCausland, who had come off in the first half of the defeat to Motherwell at the weekend, didn't look like he was going to be able to play any part in this. Will he get essentially the stoppage time? And the shrill whistles from the Benfica supporters as the clock continues to tick down. We'll now find out what the stoppage time is going to be. And the fourth official has the board in his hands, and the minutes left are 5. Rangers are 5 minutes away from an extremely positive result here in Lisbon. Goal kick to be taken by Butland along with the right foot. Raskin's there, he flicks it on, headed away by Auschnes, breaks to João Neves. Cosland giving chase, but it's going to go out of play for a throw-in to Benfica on this near side level, the edge of their own box. And it's balled back into the keeper, Trubin. Short ball for Antonio Silva, the right centre-back. Into the midfield it goes for Florentino. Over on the left is Otamendi. And now it's with Rafa Silva. Back it goes into his own half, and Antonio Silva out to this near side for Di Maria. Then it's a switch, but it's not a great ball by Di Maria. It's picked up by McKinnon for Rangers, but he's given it straight to Florentino in the centre circle. Now it's with Antonio Silva to Otamendi, left of the centre circle. Put a minute and a half of the 5 that were added, 2 apiece. Otamendi out to the left-hand side. Rafa Silva, there are 3 waiting in the middle. He's played it short back the way. Here comes the cross into the area. It's headed away by Suter. only as far as Joao Neves. Right foot ball comes in, too close to Butland, who holds on, and it stays Benfica 2, Rangers 2.
Again, it's a hopeful ball into an area. You know, they've struggled to break Rangers down or create massive opportunities. There's been a couple, as you'd expect, that probably you would say Benfica should have done better with. But ultimately, I think the Rangers have defended well in this second half.
There's a chance for Ross McCausland down the left-hand side. It just bounced over the head of Auschnitz. Takes it out towards the corner flag. McCausland under heavy pressure. It's gone over the line for a throw into Benfica on this near side. Rangers are 2.5 minutes away. It's certainly one thing we can say for sure is the tie's going to be alive
100%
for next week, no matter what happens in the next 2.5 minutes. Challenged by Raskin, goes out of play for a throw into Rangers, into Benfica on this near side off. The Rangers midfielder Raskin, and then back to Trubin, who plays it short to Otamendi. There's plenty of Benfica supporters have headed for the hills already, not even waiting for the final whistle. The home team give it away in the midfield. Lundstrom with the high ball. The header from Otamendi down the line. Tavernier's onto it, just hits it first time with the right foot. Down that touchline it goes, and it's still in play. Did well there, Tavernier, but Otamendi goes back to his keeper. 2 minutes left. And it's Benfica in possession with Antonio Silva, who finds Auschnitz. Back to Joao Neves. Skips away from the challenge of Raskin. Actually fouled, and the referee giving Benfica the advantage. Challenge from Suter was strong, and it was legal, says the referee. But the linesman's got his flag up in the air down below us here. He's giving Rangers a free kick, and it was Di Maria who was involved. As Stephen was saying earlier, he was yellow carded in the first half. And he's chatting with John Suter down there, shaking his head and having a pop at the assistant. But again, that just takes away a few more seconds.
Yeah, of course it does. He's tired badly, as Di Maria, in his last 15-20 minutes.
It'll be interesting to hear the reaction from the Benfica supporters who have stayed to the conclusion of this. We're in the final minute of 5 that were added by referee Styler. 2-2. Clement down there is furious with somebody. As Benfica pick up with Auschnitz, sliding in is Suter, comes off Yilmaz and out for a Benfica throw-in on this near side, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. It's now with Di Maria, down the right he goes, level with the 6, now he's down with the corner flag, digs out the pass into the box for Rafa Silva, trying to shield it behind Raskin. He does a brilliant job of doing so. That's a goal kick, and it looks now as though Rangers are going to be leaving Portugal with a draw to take into the second leg at Ibrox a week today.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. Would you sign up for this? 100% you would. Before the game, if you can leave here with a draw to go back to your home ground where you've got a really good record.
They've got nothing to be afraid of.
No, they don't. Not in this viewing. Not in this viewing at all, Liam.
Butland clears. That's the final whistle at the Estadio de Luz, and Rangers have taken a draw from the first leg of this Europa League last 16 match. An absolutely fantastic result, you would have to say. Could have been even better had they managed to hold on to a lead that they enjoyed twice in this first leg. An entertaining game for sure. Otamendi down there having a go at the referee. Roger Schmidt, the Benfica coach, exchanges handshakes with Philippe Clement. Angel Di Maria down there as well, as ever, a controversial figure. But as usual, as is Di Maria, he's got moments of class, and he showed that in flashes tonight. But Rangers certainly have nothing to fear from this Benfica team ahead of that second leg next week. Twice they led, first through that Tom Lawrence header. There was a fantastic header as well as he nodded home the Mohamed Diamande cross. Diamande was terrific on the evening. Many in Rangers colours were, and it was a contentious penalty that saw Benfica level 2 minutes into stoppage time. A handball was given against John Suter, and Di Maria converted. Butland dived to his left, the ball went to his right, and it was 1-1. But 3 minutes later, 5 minutes into stoppage time, Dujon Sterling tapping home his first goal, not just for Rangers but in his professional career, from Fabio Silva. And Rangers were ahead again at the interval. Connor Goldson's own goal means the tie is level going into the second leg in Glasgow. Jack Butland pulled off several magnificent saves, but Trubin in the Benfica goal was busy at times as well. As these two played out yet another scoring draw, having done so in this competition a few seasons back when Rangers threw away 2-goal leads on both occasions, threw away leads on 2 occasions tonight as well. But it is a very positive scoreline as they try to get back to the Europa League final they were in just 2 seasons ago. The Rangers players taking the acclaim from their supporters up in the heavens off to our left. They finished here in Lisbon. Benfica 2, Rangers 2.
Following Scotland's